private side, you all are entering a really exciting phase. Can you tell us about this new exciting announcement that you have?
Sure. So we will be making I'll give you kind of a sneak peek. We are working on a very exciting campaign.
This is a spoiler alert.
A spoiler alert, absolutely. And so we will be going out with a very large announcement about a gift we've gotten. And I can't spoil it that much, so I'm going to have to sit tight on it for a little bit longer. But what that gift is going to do, it's going to be all about more capacity building and sustainability and us expanding our reach across the state of Texas in our work.
So, Lynn, many of your graduates within the network are first-generation college students. When they go off to college, one of the things that you all do is to, address poverty and cycles of poverty and help these young women to see a different way. But what is it about the curriculum? How do you integrate the curriculum to address some of these social problems?
Sure. So we operate in the public space. So it's the school curriculum. So it's what DISD mandates that the students have to do. It's all the testing. But then we add on that, it's kind of an advisory period. And so we'll do some programming in the advisory period that can be a deeper dive into AP and pre-AP and just kind of investing in the things that are, I guess, game changers for the girls. And so availing them of opportunities in leadership. Last year, Michelle Obama was in town, and so we took a big group of girls over to see Michelle Obama and really letting them see a female leader and letting them know that if they work hard, they can aspire and do these things and break their, cycle of poverty that they're from. So.
Deconstructing Dallas, Ryan Trimble, Sean Williams. We're here with Lynn McBee. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to hear some of the success stories from the Young Women's Preparatory Network and hear a little bit more about Lynn. Stay with us.
Together we.
Like the Tower Green to celebrate victory.
Together we
are building Dallas's emerging urban university.
Together we
are finding ways to fight Alzheimer's disease.
We are the University of North Texas, the UNT Health Science Center, and the University of North Texas at Dallas. Together we are the UNT system. To learn more about the UNT system, visit untsystem.edu.
Deconstructing Dallas, Ryan Trimble, Sean Williams, welcome back. And again, we are joined by Lynn McBee. And Lynn is the head of the Young Women's Preparatory Network, president and CEO, And we're excited to have her with us. Lynn, we were talking earlier about the school and about the curriculum. Can you dive in a little deeper on just the one critical piece of the curriculum is your STEM focus? Can you tell us a little bit about that and why that helps differentiate you?
Sure. So we know that today's jobs, tomorrow's jobs are all going to be in STEM fields. Mm-hmm. And there is this myth that girls cannot do math and science. And as a biochemist and someone that majored in biochemistry at the University of Texas, I've always known that that's not the truth. And so these all-girls school environments where we're able to invest in things like computer labs, robotics equipment, different types of opportunities at the Pro Museum or, UTD, robotics, whatever the camp is, things that get our girls in the STEM field are places that we invest in. And they work hard and they get it done and they bring home the ribbons and robotics. And so girls can do math and science.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, if you could just kind of even individualize some of this for us as far as your students, would you share with us some of, maybe some of the great things that some of your students have done that maybe our listeners wouldn't have any idea of?
So one of the best kind of our work coming full circle around is the story of Stephanie, and she was a graduate of our first class at Irma Hill. She was accepted to Notre Dame, and she went to Notre Dame on a full scholarship, and then she was accepted to law school, and she was headed off to law school, and she decided, what I want to do for a while is I want to do Teach for America. I want to go and I want to get into teaching because I was so profoundly affected by the teachers I had at Irma Hill. So she goes and does Teach for America, and then ends up teaching at our school in San Antonio. She's never left to go to law school. She was Teacher of the Year in San Antonio, and is
amazing.
climbing the ranks there. And so to see how a teacher, and we all know the teaching profession, that's where my worry is I want to make sure that we elevate it and make it the profession that it is. And so to see her kind of come back around to teaching because of what, was given to her at Irma Hill. That was our work all the way around, because now she's teaching at one of our schools in San Antonio. Yeah. So that was special.
I mean, that's amazing. You have somebody that's that dedicated and that moved by what you've created.
Right.
So that's really special. And I know that the STEM field, you mentioned it earlier, you were a biochemist for some time. You're
25 years, yeah.
I mean, that's amazing.
In the biotech world, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So, graduating from UT back in 1990, being 25% of my class were women, and now it's about 35 to 40%. So we are making gains in that area, and went up to work for a privately held biotech in Boston. And so I moved to Boston and worked in-house until it was too dark and too cold, and then I came back, and so I was in the lab for probably about 7 years, and then came back and was in the business development side and set up a lot of business arrangements throughout the world, in Latin America even, for our company. And so, yeah.
Well, I guess we try to be kind of all family with old Southwest Conference mates, with Ryan at SMU, me at Texas A&M. Yeah. So we will welcome you here in your Texas ties.
Thank you. And after Saturday,
it was a big weekend for you guys.
It was a big weekend.
I couldn't even hate on that one. That was pretty good.
It was big.
Nice win.
And overdue.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, we talked again about your personal, science background, but then you've moved now to education. So, what brought you to the network? What was it that made this become a passion of yours?
Sure. After probably about 23, 24 years in biotech, you have these kind of milestone birthdays, and I had a milestone birthday, and I kind of sat back and I thought, I was very lucky to be from a family where my parents went to college, where they were able to provide college, where leadership and STEM and whatever Lynn wanted to do and be, she could do and be. And so I sat back and looked, and about that time, Kay Bailey Hutchinson, who was the legislator with Hillary Clinton and two other senators that crafted the legislation that led to it being legal for there to be single-gender education, was part of Young Women's Preparatory Network. And I knew her through mutual friends, and there was an opening at the CEO level. And I was like, well, I've built business, through my biotech. I know how to build a business. I certainly know about, being a leader through civic work in Dallas. And so just was like, I'll give this a shot. And was interviewed and was hired. So, and that's kind of the rest is history. After almost 5 years, and I love it. It is the biggest give back to see these girls and to know that if you build that culture and you believe in them and you invest in these areas, that they're going to go off and they're going to graduate.
Lynn, you have taken this network and you've grown it, and now it's the leading network in the nation. So tell us about how your network compares with other similar schools and similar concepts nationally.
Sure. So there's a network in New York that we actually were kind of modeled after, and they've got 5 girls' schools, and I'm very friendly with their CEO, and I was up there last winter, and she sat down, and she was having an event at her house, and she said, Lynn, what in the world are y'all doing down there in Texas? She said, you just opened your 8th school, you're working on your 9th school, you're growing, all your schools on U.S. News and World Report best of. And I said, well, it's just Texas. It's just the way we do things down here in Texas. We just go at it big and bold, and I think just, again, seeing the girls and seeing their success. Last year, we had 358 graduates earn over $53 million in academic and merit. That's not need-based. That's academic and merit scholarships. And so 100% going off to college. And I have to say that, it's great to get them into college, but it's all about graduating from college. And our numbers are about 4 times the national average for the cohort of girl that we work with. And so the grit, the resiliency, the determination, all the things that are built in on these campuses that we have around the state, carry them through, in college and in life. So, but we are doing great things, and I love the network in New York, but we're burning it up down here in Texas.
Yeah, this is Texas.
Everything's bigger.
It is.
Well, Lynn, we have had the chance to work with you here at Alameda a little bit, and your passion for these young ladies, your passion for education shines through, and I think it's shining through to our listeners as well. And a lot of people will be learning things that they haven't before. If they want to find out more about the network or the work that you're doing, what would be the best way for them to
probably to go to our website, youngwomansprep.org, and they can engage through that, or they can call us if they'd like. Can I give our phone number?
Yeah, absolutely.
214-824-1400. And anybody would be happy to help. We would love to have volunteers down at our school. We're always looking for mentors and internships and anything that gets our girls kind of in the game with folks.
And there is a donate button on your site.
There is a donate button. It's a big button.
Right. Don't miss the donate button.
Don't miss the donate button. Absolutely.
All right. Well, Lynn, thank you so much for coming in today. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Deconstructing Dallas. Ryan Trimble, Sean Williams.
We are back, Deconstructing Dallas. Sean Williams, Ryan Trimble. What a nice, wonderful, fun conversation with Lynn McBee.
Lynn is one of my favorite people in town. I've kind of watched on the periphery, and she's been so active in so many different civic causes, from helping folks at the Bridge Homeless Assistance Center to you name it. she's been doing this for a long time. She is one of the staples of the civic community here in Dallas. So really fun to get to sit down and hear about her passion for education.
Yeah, and since we've had an opportunity to work with the Young Women's Preparatory Network lately, it's been really good getting to know her and seeing the passion that she has for education and all the hard work that she has put into this kind of part of her career. It's really good we can share our clients and our client work with our listeners. That's one of my favorite parts about the podcast.
Yeah, because we have some of the best clients around.
Absolutely. Speaking of clients, SMU, one of our clients, the basketball season has gotten going. I am going to get my first look at the Ponies on Wednesday, but you've had a chance to go check them out already.
I saw them last week at the home opener, and then I missed the Sunday game that we dropped to Southern Miss. Tough loss early in the season, but I think they'll get it together once Jeray Foster gets back in the groove, and I'm the eternal optimist when it comes to Pony athletics. See the 0-12 football season when I was the head cheerleader, Sean.
Hey, there was nowhere to go but up, though, right?
That's right. That's exactly right. Speaking of football, the Ponies have their final home game of the year this Friday. It's the Friday ESPN home game. Don't look now. Ponies first place in the West Division of the American Athletic Conference, Sean.
Man, that game. Who was it? The one that got away? Was it UCF?
Cincinnati.
Oh, Cincinnati. The Cincinnati
overtime loss to Cincinnati, or they would be running away with this thing right now. Yeah. So,
congratulations to Coach Dykes. I mean, we
Coach
talked a
Dykes.
lot about. We were there when he had his inaugural press conference here, and it's been it took a minute to get here, but I mean, this is a great first season.
Man, I mean, think about this. They could go 7-5, play in the conference championship game, and potentially win the conference, be 8-5. Okay.
On the one hand, I would love to see that. On the second thing, on the other hand, your head might explode. And so because of that, I'm worried. Yeah, I'm a little worried. But no, that'd be awesome if they could win the West, right?
Yeah.
In the West.
Yeah, it'd be fun. So good luck. We'll be out there this week. Come on out and see us. There's still tickets still available. So it's a late kick, 8 p.m. kick.
I'm headed to College Station on probably Friday or Saturday, not sure, but on Saturday, A&M has University of Alabama at Birmingham, and we're still doing work on the Texas A&M Hotel and Conference Center. And UAB, man, 9-1,
salty,
one of the best defenses in the country. Conference USA. I had originally thought that North Texas would be the cream of the crop in that division, but UAB has had a lot to say about that. They are undefeated in conference play, and it's one of those games, I guess, kind of across the SEC. Most of